Afternoon, everybody. This post here is looking at Radio Raheem and Michelle Joy Phelps, and their interview regarding Devin Hayney. So I don't know if you know about this. So Vasyl Lomachenko is fighting Lopez. That's the planned fight. But Hayney wants a piece of the pie. And he's done what Bernard Hopkins did, and said, "I ain't never gonna let a white boy beat me." So he's basically made some racist comment, saying how he'll never let a white boy beat him. Now I remember Hopkins when he did it; he was right in Kawasaki's face when he did it, and I'm just wondering what people's gut reactions are to that. Because, look at Billy Joe Saunders and what's happened to him. And he was an idiot what he did, making comments about domestic violence and hitting your wife or your partner whilst you're in lockdown. And, we know what Billy Joe Saunders is like. It's very tongue-in-cheek. But he might lose his license for that. He might lose his fight with Canelo for that. And then you look at Canelo, who's been caught using substances, and he got a 6-month ban, which coincided exactly with the time he was going to be out the ring anyway, because he'd just had a fight. So he more or less got no punishment for that. So, and then you look at Hayney, and I've noticed on Twitter, the people around him have just spun it as though it's not a racist comment. When I heard it, personally, I just thought, I hope Lomachenko smashes him in. Which, I like Hayney, but that's what I'm saying about comments like this. It instantly, it can trigger something within people to get a reaction. And, it's one of them things, I didn't think he would say such a thing, and maybe he said it to get some media attention, and that's exactly what he's done. He's got a lot of media attention, but I don't know, he's not even in the firing line for a fight with Lomachenko. I see Lomachenko boxing Lopez's head off. I can't see Lopez getting anywhere near him, and to be honest, I think he'll do exactly the same to Hayney. Because he's just too good a boxer. His skills, I know he's been caught and that, and everyone goes on about his second fight where he lost, but it was a close decision. He lost in his second pro fight, fighting for a world title. The guy was massively overweight. He was giving him low blows all night, and it was his second pro fight, so he hadn't been fighting for 12 rounds. So I think all that combined together let Lomachenko lose his second fight. But as we've seen, he's just gone through everybody. He's had tougher fights at the weight he's at now, because that isn't his weight. But at his weight, at his fighting weight, no one can get near him. So, Tank's in the mix as well, but it appears Mayweather just won't allow that fight to happen. So it's between these four guys at the minute. It'd be nice to see Mikey Garcia come down, because I think he's fighting at a too heavyweight at welterweight. I don't think that suits him at all. So yeah, I've said enough on it really. I just wondered what everyone's reaction was. I know I usually do music and stuff, but I found this really interesting, so I'm just going to see what these two have got to say about it. Old Radio Raheem.
So, obviously, Devin Hayney and Lomachenko have had a back and forth on Twitter for a while. All the guys at that weight have been getting at each other for some time. So that's nothing new. That wouldn't even be news. It wouldn't even make my radar. Right? Already people are still chatting shit, shocking. But this one, Devin Hayney replying to Vasyl Lomachenko, "I will never lose to a white boy in my life." I don't care what nobody got to say. I can't no white boy beat me on any day of the week. Fight a white boy 10 times, I'm going to beat him 10 times. Okay. Now, those old boxing heads, or even people who took my advice a couple years back and have gone through the archives of some of the great fights, and you will stumble upon some of the great press conferences, remember Bernard Hopkins making this same type of claim. I'm not saying a white boy can beat you. Or if he does, he beats you because he's a white boy. Or if you win, you beat him because you're a black guy. What I am saying is, you don't want to be calling out all white boys at the same time.
I find it, when I first read it, I'm like you, I'm like, huh? And, I mean, you know me, Ronnie, I hate any time race is the topic. I hate it. Like, it just boils my blood, you know? Like, I just think it has nothing to do with it. If, you have to, everything's circumstantial, isn't it? How someone was raised, what environment they were in. I mean, for crying out loud, I don't know what half them Russians are doing, but you see videos of them wrestling bears and eating all types of meats and stuff. So, I don't know what they're, or how.
I'm just going to pause it in case there's any copyright infringements. So that basically so far sounds like he's minimalising it a bit, and Michelle's saying it how it is. I think in this day and age, we don't need to talk like this. We really don't. And can you imagine if a white guy had said, "I'm never going to let a black guy beat me"? Can you imagine? That'd be fun. That'd be front page headlines. But for some reason, people are sticking up for him. Even Ryan Garcia. I just don't get it. How in this day and age is that helpful? I get it causes media attention and people are doing videos, but there's enough struggle in the world, and there's enough pressure in the world and lack of unity as it is. Making comments like that is just all it does is divides us. It does not bring us together. And we're all human beings. We all go for piss. We all go for shit. We've all got red blood in our veins. We've just got different coloured skin. So for me, it just puts, it's like an us against them thing, and that's fucking, there's no need for that in this day and age. I'm going to let the video run.
They are raised, but I think the environment has everything to do with how someone is as a fighter, also, their training methods and how dedicated they are to the sport. So, I mean, when you look at somebody like Vasily Lomachenko, and you can agree with me on this, like, he's different. He's different.
Yes.
His training methods are different. Him and Usyk do things I have never, ever, ever seen fighters do.
Juggling.
So, I don't know. I can't co-sign on that tweet just because I don't like when people bring up race, but you can't somebody based on their skin color as to how good or not good they are as a fighter. You can't.
I don't have a problem with the racism of it all. That's part and parcel of the boxing world and history. Not that everybody's racist before you guys go nuts, but boxing does have cultural roots, geographic roots. Like the Mexicans come in with the wave of the Mexican flag, say they all love the exact same song. I don't understand that part, but I like the song too, so I get it. They all seem to come into the same song. When Floyd's trying to wind him up, he does the ring walk with the sombrero on.
I don't think nationality comes into it. He's not saying, talking about nationality.
Representing the country that they come from. But to generalize, he's not saying, no Russians don't beat me. He said,
go on, Michelle.
So,
and that's where I have the problem. It's like, you don't want to be calling out all white boys at the same time. It's like if you're going to play the Super Bowl, you don't want to be like, no DB can stop me. because then every DB is going to put that up in his locker, and his whole game is going to be about stopping you. Like, just like you're prideful or whatever it is about you that you think.
I back that up a little bit. He's getting on my nerves a little bit. I just think, why are you minimalising this? It's, I'm not going all lefty on this, but I just think, don't minimalise it. Do you remember him and Deontay Wilder and Wilder's big speech, and Wilder's screaming at him, and that was all. I know that was about slaves and stuff, but just because a black guy says it to a white guy doesn't make it okay. Can people not see that? It baffles me why they can't see it. It causes divide. And if it comes from a white person, there's uproar that follows. And rightfully so. Rightfully so. But why does this just get laughed off and minimalised? Don't get it. I really don't understand it.
Whole games are about stopping you. Like, just like you're prideful or whatever it is about you that you think, hey, no, I'm from Detroit or I'm from, New York and we're Brooklyn and nobody can beat Brooklyn fighters and all that shit. We've been hearing that from the beginning of time.
I'm not saying that.
And if you make it a race thing and you say nobody in this race can beat you, you just up everybody in that race's game by 2 times. They're going to train harder for you.
I think he's been smoking weed.
Like their racial
he looks
pride
stoned.
on the line. Can
big
you
smile on
imagine
his
if
face.
Lomachenko was like, yo, I know, I'm going to go to 140. I'm going to go to 140. But you know what? No colored guy's going to beat me. I don't care.
It also alienates an audience, doesn't it? Because people who are fans of yours, and then they say something about, your race, your ethnicity, then it kind of triggers them a little bit. Even if he didn't intend to, which I don't believe he was intending to do that, but I think that it hurts him. It hurts his image. It hurts, people who want to follow him because they're going to always go back to that comment and go, oh, he's racist. And that's how people are going to perceive it. It does not matter. If I went off and said something about one particular race, I would be perceived as racist.
And to be fair, like, black people will get more leeway on this. Like, a white boy could not say, no black boy is going to beat me. No, no black fight. No, you can say black boy. Like, no black fight ever beat me. We'd be having a different conversation. He'd definitely be racist. This is unacceptable. Let's find the guy. Like, we'd be going nuts. But you got to remember, Hayney comes from a Mayweather school. Not that Mayweather trained him, but you can see in the way he does his business and the way he presents himself that he is definitely the next generation after Floyd that grew up like idolizing the Mayweather style. Mayweather would say, didn't, but would say something like that. Like I said, with him doing the ring walk with the sombrero, being the bad guy or the villain or the one who says the thing that you're not supposed to say does sell tickets.
But we are in a different era right now. We're in an era of sensitivity. Okay.
Lefties.
We are racial distancing, Michelle.
When we go back to the Mike Tyson days, and half the shit he said is very controversial if someone were to say it today. It's a different time. Unfortunately, whether you meant it a certain way or not, people are going to perceive it that way. So,
how could it be perceived any other way? He said what he said. Old radio, surprising me, he's getting on my nerves a little bit. I don't know why, but he is. He's just, I don't know, it's probably because he's just laughing it off. And I just don't find it funny.
Well, it does beg the question, though. Does anybody beat Devin Hayney?
Lomachenko.
Because he's getting a lot of stick, obviously, for this comment, but he's also getting a lot of stick for not having, and it's not his fault, but not having won that WBC title in the traditional fashion. There was a vacated title. You can just read up. It was a vacated title, and he got blessed with it because the guy holding the title, Lomachenko, was elevated to franchise champion or another made-up thing that the WBC does. And so he kind of got screwed out of his opportunity to win that title in the ring as a champion should.
I'm just going to back that up. He did get screwed out of the opportunity, but it's the only opportunity he's got because there's no way on earth he's going to beat Vasyl Lomachenko. He just has not got the skills. No chance. So he should be grateful that he's got a belt. He really should.
Another made-up thing that the WBC does. And so he kind of got screwed out of his opportunity to win that title in the ring as a champion should.
To be fair, he did. He did want to. He had been calling out, Lomachenko, so that, needs to be clarified. It's not like, he hadn't tried prior to that happening.
Now, I mentioned Floyd, and I think that Devin was really modeling himself after Floyd in a major way. And it sounds like Floyd has chimed in. I'm sure he watches the show. He's probably at home in the mansion, got his people around him. And I'm not a racist. I never will be a racist. I'm chasing greatness. # undefeated. I rest my case. I mean, that could have come out of Floyd's diary.
I literally don't believe that he's racist, but you can see where the tweet has a undertone to it.
It's not an undertone.
That will
blatant.
Give someone enough room to make their own opinion about it.
It's a wildly racist comment. But you don't have to have been a racist to make it. And yes, I would say that if it was a white guy too, although nobody would listen to me. In fact, they would call me a sellout if I did that, because they just don't have the room based on history to be able to even tread even anywhere close to that line. But I think Hayney's trying to stir the pot. He's trying to force the fight. Like, okay, money won't do it. We got these broadcast issues. Who's in what camp? Where are we supposed to fight? Clearly, Lomachenko's happy to take that so-called elevated franchise status. So he's trying to get at him any way he could. I don't think that the white boy thing is really going to work on Lomachenko. He'd probably have been better off. He had said, no Ukrainian's going to beat me. That would probably get under his skin a lot quicker than the white boy thing. And he is calling down the thunder. Like, I'm not picking a winner.
It's no secret Devin can't stand, Lomachenko. Anytime you do an interview with him, he'll go off for 3-4 minutes straight before.
The reason they don't like him, Lopez is exactly the same. They don't like him because they're jealous. End of story.
That's the next question, because he has a lot to say about that. He has a lot. He feels a certain way about Lomachenko, not giving him any credit, not giving him the time, basically saying you need to do more to get the fight. You know what I mean?
Makes sense.
Yeah, that was his shot at greatness. He was denied an opportunity to be great. And, every day, every month, every unfortunate year that will go by that he hasn't had that opportunity, Lomachenko will get older. What if Teofimo Lopez goes in there and handles his business? If I was Devin Hayney, I would be sick to my stomach if I had to watch Teofimo Lopez beat Lomachenko. All I'd be thinking is, man, I could have did that. That's my moment of glory. That's my moment.
Oh, we're done. It's going to go on, but I think I've said enough. I don't know what your thoughts are, so let me know in the comments and please subscribe.